Yes, hello and welcome everybody. It's Chris here from the Ministry of Dice, back once again with another one of my video presentation whatchamacallums. And this is a follow-up to a video I put out a couple of weeks ago called Avengers Infinity Gauntlet Combos, because as you can see on the screen there, this one is more Avengers Infinity Gauntlet Combos. Yes, that's right. I'm going to take a few minutes to share with you folks some 2 or 3 card combos that I've been playing around with using cards from the new Avengers Infinity Gauntlet set. Regular viewers will know we had preview product some number of weeks ago, so we've had these cards in hand and been giving them some table time, and here's some interesting ideas that I've uncovered through experimenting with them. Small prints and caveat, as always, I like to start with my small print. I'm not going to be handing you the next big meta, super competitive, splashy-facey combo here. The criteria for selection are the ones that I have enjoyed playing with or playing against, that I found them to be a bit of fun. I've had a giggle with them. So please don't be cracking on with this video expecting to have the grand reveal as to what the next big thing is, because that's probably not what you're going to get here. This is casual stuff that I've been playing online that I've been just really enjoying getting out on the table. Second bit of small print, same as always. If you enjoy what we're doing, if you like this video, please take the time to head on down and give us a like. And if you're not already subscribed to the channel, please make sure you subscribe too. Helps us out immeasurably, really gets the word out about the Ministry of Dice, lets us know that we're going in the right direction and producing the type of content that you enjoy, and it makes us feel nice, you know, to feel appreciated. And you want me to feel appreciated, don't you? Right, all that done, let's show you some card combos. And the first card combo here, let me ask you this, dear listener. Have you ever fancied having a one-cost mask swarmer? I know that I have, and a big shout out to my man Rob P for putting this one on my radar. So any Infinity Gauntlet combos list would be remiss without acknowledging Asuka from the WWE set and the impact that she's having on the meta right now. It's the Empress of Tomorrow, and her game text reads, while Asuka is active, your mass superstars cost 2 less to purchase. And then we've got Kang here, Councillor Kang's from the new set. He's a 3-cost mask, he's a villain, and he's got the Swarm game text. But also check out his stats for a 3-cost Swarmer. 142, 152, 255. Bit painful on the old fielding costs, but Rob played this excellently. It was super fun, and I've robbed it off him, pun intended, and had a little go of it myself. So Asuka on the table is making those Kangs cost 1 mask. Rob in particular was using them with a Green Lantern human list that is the Justice League character that gives Justice League characters a bit of ping damage when they've got matching energy in the reserve pool to their energy type. So he was getting Asuka out on the table, using Asuka to buy his Green Lantern up cheap in the first instance, because that's a mask character, and then using Asuka to get these Kangs for 1, get his bag filled with Swarm, and then just swarming masks for days. I'll tell you what else he did as well. When he was in a bit of a sticky spot and his Green Lantern wasn't coming through, he took massive advantage of that secondary game text on Asuka as well, where she gets a stat bump for fielding mask characters. So by grabbing those Kangs and swarming them through for super, super cheap, and then fielding them, not only were they quite beefy in terms of attack stats, but he was pumping up his Asuka as well, so really applying the pressure with a kind of pivot point there on his Green Lantern human team. Super, super fun. I had a little go of it. I was using the masks in something else that I'll mention a bit later on. But if you ever fancied a 1-cost swarming mask character because you want to get loads of masks on the table, then this is your doozy. This is your one. Oh, incidentally, as well, Rob had static field out. I was playing an attacky team. He had masks for days. I could not get a character through to deal combat damage at all. At all. I greatly regretted not having a bit of global hate. But there you go. Okay, on to my next combo then. So this one is particularly interesting. Infiltrate here has made a return recently. You can see there from the X-Men First Class campaign box, and then from the now in the new set, the Avengers Infinity Gauntlet set. And we've got this rare Angela, Asgardian of the Galaxy, which kind of echoes back a little bit to an older Angela, although not quite as good, I don't think. And she reads, while Angela is active, your character dice gain Infiltrate. And a card that I've always fancied having a bit of a play with, Cable, Body Slide. He's got Infiltrate himself already, but he says, when Cable uses Infiltrate, deal 1 extra damage for each other non-sidekick character die that attack this turn. So Infiltrate is not really as good as it should be, but a direct damage strategy is well known. If you're a regular consumer of my content, it's well known that I'm a direct damage fan, so I had to give this Angela a little bit of a go. I loaded her up on the team with the Swarming Obscure Kuatoas, along with a Thrown Brick. So I was getting the Kuatoas out, then getting an Angela out, throwing a brick at Angela, getting a bit of prep and churn from it, but then attacking unblockable with my Kuatoas because of the obscure game text effect, and then pingity ping ping pinging with the infiltrate, and then I threw cable in for good measure for like a kind of finishing blow. In addition to that as well, I had the Black Viper, the one that makes infiltrate damage one bigger. So really dice intensive. It's wombo combo stuff. You need like 5 dice in the field and a throwing brick rattling around to make that particular expanded combo work, but I think there's something about that Angela and keeping your eye on unblockable cards. One other I've got my eye on is the X-Men Kitty Pryde from the X-Men First Class box. I've forgotten the subtitle off the top of my head. I'll flash it up on the screen in text because I'll go back and check it after I've recorded. She's unblockable when she attacks with another X-Men character, which I thought was quite interesting too. So I might try and play around with that combo. But yeah, it's super dice intensive. You have to buy a lot of stuff to make it work. But I like Cable's damage bump, the infiltrate damage bump from the additional attackers, throw a Black Viper in the mix, and have a load of cheap, unblockable, obscure characters like the Kuatoa, and you could be actually really catching up with your opponent's life count very, very quickly. Those pings will soon add up. So there you go, super fun, give it a try. That rare Angela, it was just too good not to get on the table. Give it a little bit of table time and try out. All right, next combo on the list. Another interesting one. So, the Riddler, Creature of Pure Pride from the Justice Campaign box. 6 cost bolt, villain and Legion of Doom, blah, 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 that's all by the by. And he reads, while the Riddler is active, when an opponent rolls or re-rolls a die, other than during the roll and re-roll step, deal that opponent 2 damage. And I paired him up with the Wong here, the new Wong from the Avengers Infinity. I've been playing around with this one a lot as a removal solution, actually. He's a 2-cost fist, and he reads, when fielded, if you spent 1 or more mask energy to field Wong, re-roll target opposing character die. So, again, it's casual. It's not the Billy Big Balls hard-hitting plays, but those pings, I love that death by 1,000 cuts approach, and those pings really start to catch up your opponent. So I was getting Riddler out as quick as I could, and then buying up my Wongs super cheap because they're only a 2-cost fist, and using masks to field them to force rerolls. And not only was my opponent having to reroll and potentially lose a character, but they were also taking a little ping of 2 damage for them, for the fun of it, which was quite nice. I made a few mistakes. I put a Nihilor on there with the intention of KOing the Wong so that he was going into prep area ready for a refield next turn. That turned out to be a little bit tricky because I was looking to use mask energy to field Wongs to initiate his game text, and I was looking for mask energy to KO him and put him back into circulation. So I was finding myself kind of having to make choices in turns like, well, I'll just leave him there for now. Although, to be fair, Wong's stats, it turned out not to be too much of a problem because he's fairly beefy for a 2-cost character. I love that 4-3 on top face. He was low cost to field, and so I actually ended up winning the game through a combat attack. I managed to reroll a load of characters out and attack. I also chucked in, for good measure, an Adam Warlock. There's an Adam Warlock that forces rerolls as well with the Energize game text, which was quite fun, although that's, again, more cost intensive because it's a 5-cost. There's also Captain Marvel in the new set that you should go check out. She makes your opponent reroll all their characters, but that's super expensive, so I elected not to give that a try. However, I like just that little Brucey bonus of not only am I using my Wong to do a bit of removal and get some characters out the field, or potentially get some characters out the field using that classic reroll removal approach, which has been around since the days of, Storm in AVX, getting that little bit of extra damage to soften the ground before we're ready to attack with those Wongs or do something else, So give it a try. There's lots of re-rolly stuff in the new Avengers Infinity Gauntlet set, and I think Riddler might be a good match. The challenge there is ramping up to that 6. If anyone's got any ideas on that, please do head into the comments below and let me know, because I definitely struggled to get him out as quick as I would have liked. So any suggestions on getting that 6 cost, I'm all ears, let me know. All right, next combo on the list then, folks. And we've got... All right, so I've put this one on, actually, before I crack on. This has been... I had 2 games with it the other week, and it did really, really well, like epically well. And then I had 2 games of it just last week, and it epically failed. It went miserably wrong. So if you find the thrill, like I do, and in the drama of the rolling and I don't know how else to describe it, like the sort of the janky achievement unlocked of, yes, I did it, then this is the combo for you. If not, if you want something consistent, then don't bother. But the Black Swan, the Cabal in the new Avengers Infinity set caught my eye. She reels while Black Swan is active. If you use an Energize ability, gain 1 life. I thought, oh yeah, that's super interesting. I'd like to give that a go with Energize. So I went digging around in the Energize cards, and of course, the queen of Energize is Domino here. Not really a party girl from one of the X-Men Forever team packs. She's a 3-cost shield, and she reads Energize, deal 1 damage to target opponent and re-roll this die. So the plan was get Black Swan out nice and early, and then roll dominoes and gain life at the same time as doing the ping to my opponent. And then I've got a beefy X-Men character that hits the field ready to do some attacking, or just get up in my opponent's face. So yeah, I had a great run. In one instance, I was really on the back foot. I'd taken a few hefty hits, and then I just rolled Domino back to back like 4 or 5 times, gained 4 or 5 life, did 4 or 5 ping, whatever it was. I think it was 4, actually. I think 5's an embellishment. But it was just nice and just really kind of swung the game back into a level playing field, so I was ready to come back and have a little go going for the win, which I did. But then the second time I played it, I had a couple of games the other night with it, and the second time I played it, that domino just did not roll. So if you want to give this combo a go, I'd recommend making sure that you've got domino dice that are good rollers. that's like the height of, if you want to win more games, make sure your dice are good rollers. That's the tip. So, but it's fun. It was just fun. It was just silly. It was fun. It was playing around with a new card in the new set. And there's obviously a synergy there. I was trying out some other Energized stuff. I don't know if I tried to do too much Energized stuff as well, which is something to think about. But certainly not difficult to get a 4-cost and a 3-cost out for a nice, janky little combo there. All right, and I think this is my last one now, if I remember right. This is a 3-card combo. So the Collector, driven by purpose, 5-cost mask. He's a villain. A bit of a mouthful, this one, so you'll excuse me if when reading the game text out I'm a bit tongue-tied. But he has Awaken, and if you're not in the know, Awaken initiates when the character is spun up. And he says, choose an unpurchased character die with a purchase cost of 3 or less. Field that character die at level 1. At the end of the turn, or when the die leaves the field zone, return it to its card. You may only use this ability once per turn. And then he's got the Psychic Maker Global. So this one clearly caught my eye. A big fan of the Collector from the Guardians of the Galaxy set. I like cards that allow me to do more in my opponent's turn. That's the control player in me coming out, looking for opportunities to do things in my opponent's go that's going to interfere with their plans. So this definitely stood out to me. I selected it in one of our Pick of the Week segments when it was first spoiled. I mean, literally months ago now. What can I say? COVID delays. But I selected it as a Pick of the Week, and I talked about some ideas on the podcast about this guy. So the minute I had him in hand, I had to start making teams with him. Obviously, the spin-up element, the Awaken, is the first port of call, so that's where the energy field basic action comes in. It's got the global on there. Pay a mask and spin one of your character dice down 1 level, spin target character die up 1 level. And I was just looking at sort of 3-cost and 2-cost control cards that I might like to use in my opponent's turn to interfere with their stuff that they had going on. So I popped a Gazer on there and was playing around with that. There was who was the 3-cost? Anyway, I was just playing around with a load of control cards that I wanted to be able to initiate. But for the energy field to work, you need a kind of counterpoint. And also, while it's great to be able to interfere with your opponent's plans, you need something to be going on in your own turn. So that's where the Atom came in. Atom Professor, he's from the Justice campaign box, 4-cost fist. He has Awaken, and his Awaken just says deal 2 damage to target opponent. So he was kind of like my counterweight to the Collector, and I got the 2 of them out, and then I was just spinning them both up and down, up and down, up and down. So spin Collector down, spin Atom up, ping for 2. Spin Atom down, spin Collector up, do something. Oh, I've just remembered what the other card was. It was a Jubilee. I was doing the Jubilee that does the 2 damage. So I was just annoyingly, I suppose. Maybe that does take it out of the criteria of fun. I was just doing loads of stuff on my go, spin down Collector, spin up Atom, ping for 2. Spin down Atom, spin up Collector, field of Jubilee, ping for 2. Spin down Collector, spin up Atom, ping for 2. That was 6 damage in total. Opponents go, spin down Atom, spin up Collector, field of Gazer, intimidate out the Godcatcher, ha ha ha, you can't catch me out with that. Spin down Collector, spin up the Atom, ping for 2. And it was just... just loads going on there. Really super fun team. Really, if you are like me out there, you're into kind of wombo combo, meta style, off meta style, pingity ping, direct damage kind of stuff, and you like being able to do stuff in your opponent's go to control what they're doing. It was a great little combo. Again, is it competitive? I don't know. I don't think this is an organised play competitive. It took a lot of work to buy a collector and buy an atom, to get it all together. So I was using the Asker Kang combo that I mentioned earlier, with two aims in mind there. The first, obviously, to buy the collector for cheaper using Asker's initial discount, but then using that swarm rush of the one-cost Kangs to build up my mask capacity, so I had the spending power to do lots of energy field spinning up and spinning down and fielding sidekicks and stuff to use as blockers and what have you. So really dice intensive. You have to buy a lot of stuff to make it work, and I think actually like another atom in the mix, there was one or two times I just rolled them both on high levels, and I just had to do a lot of had to buy a third dice then to have a kind of another counterweight to get the energy field to work. So I don't know if it's competitive, but I really enjoyed playing it. Definitely appealed to the direct damage off meta combo-y control style that I like to use. So give it a go if you get a chance. Absolutely, lots and lots of fun. All right then, boys and girls, so there's a little handful of combos that I've been playing around with recently. I would love to hear about any combos that you've been playing around with. I know North America, a number of people in North America have got this product in hand now, so please do drop a note in the comments below. Let me know if there's any fun kind of combos that you've managed to find, taking an Infinity Gauntlet card and comboing it up with something new. I'm sticking to modern, as you can probably tell. Both these videos have been very modern, so let me know if there's anything like really super crazy and golden as well that you've noticed. I'd be really interested to hear about that. But a quick reminder, give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed what I've put out here today. Subscribe to the channel if you've not already done so, and I will catch you. Oh, and check out one of the videos, if you're hanging around, check out one of the videos on the right-hand side that the super YouTube brain thinks that you might enjoy. It's got these kind of algorithms behind the scenes that looks at what you watch and suggests what you might like out of my catalogue of vids. So definitely do that and give that one a like when you're there too. But otherwise, I'll catch you on another video, on a podcast, or on a blog post somewhere soon. Thanks for watching, folks. Ta-ra!